Ladies and gentlemen, tonight promoter Dennis Warner Instinct Productions proudly present to you 3 rounds of welterweight action. This fight is sponsored by Thai Airways. First in the blue corner, wearing white and black, and at a weight of 142 pounds, he stands 5'5". Hailing from Soulless Fighters Association, making his debut here tonight, here is the Latino warrior, Robert Zatarin.
Robert Zatarin, out of Whittier, California, fights out of the Salas gym, Jacob Salas. And if you are a real student of WCK action, you might remember Jacob Salas fighting Baxter Humby some time ago in Victorville. It was Baxter's last amateur fight, a one-arm bandit.
And in the red corner, wearing white, he weighed in 148 pounds. He's 5'6", originally from Suriname. He's fighting out of Fullerton Muay Thai, his record 14-2. He's sponsored by Heavy Hitters and Relentless Fightwear. I give you Prince Rajeesh Narine.
Well, a good journeyman fighter. Originally hailed, as you heard Chris said, from Suriname, now fighting out of Fullerton, California, Muay Thai, Rajeesh Narine. Frankly, normally you don't consider Suriname as a hotbed of Muay Thai action, but he has lived here in the Fullerton, California area, and is learning this trade and learning it well.
He's in the right place at the right time, yes, without a doubt, Phil. In fact, one of the corner guys I recognize, I think that's Oscar the Macho. Actually had a cousin, Armando Muse. He fought for the world boxing title many, many years ago against the great Jose Mantequilla Nápoles, for you old timers out there.
Nápoles. Wow, there. Now that's dipping into the vault, brother.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's the third man in the ring, Des Shriampai, as he has a lighthearted exchange with Rajeesh Narine. Now these are amateurs. And Plinky, it's always interesting when you see amateurs come into the ring to find out what you're going to get. Sometimes it's very, very good.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's sometimes reckless abandon. I mean, they're coming out, they got 3 rounds to get it done in. They don't have no time to, just stand around. So they jump right on it and can get very exciting very quickly.
Right? Any quick shot? Any quick shot? Let's go back to the corner. Good luck to you.
Narine in the red gloves, Robert Zatarin in the black and white trunks. These are welterweights, 3 rounds for these amateurs.
Right leg thrown by Zatarin, and immediately Rajeesh just grabs his leg and tosses him to the canvas.
Zatarin swarming Narine now.
Very, very, very quick of hands, Phil. Threw a right leg and a combination of punches as he threw there, catching him with that left uppercut there. He comes back with a left hook. Good hands on this kid. Good looking little fighter, Robert Zatarin. Rajeesh Narine, Phil, looking a little more ponderous, just wading in, trying to look for the big shot.
By Narine, just trying to push the face and the neck of Zatarin back absolutely as far as he can make it go.
There he throws him to the canvas again, grabbed his leg, threw him to the canvas. He's holding on to his cup like something was wrong, but I guess he's okay.
And Shrampai will separate him again, and it is Zatarin who tries to get off with the left leg. And
there's a right knee to the body, though, of Narine. Another left knee thrown by Zatarin.
And that's the way this first round will come to an end. We'll be right back. Well, if there are any points given for how far you can throw an opponent, Rajeesh Narine would have won that first round because he launched Zatarin.
Yeah, he might do better in shot put, Phil. But I'll tell you, this young fighter, Robert Zatarin, you see those combinations that he throws in flurries, very, very swift of hands, and also knows how to use them knees once they get into the inside.
Robert Zatarin, trained out of Whittier, California. And not far away out of Fullerton, his opponents. Rajeesh Narine. Zatarin up off his stool, and now Narine joins him. Game on here in this second round.
Left roundhouse kick grabbed by Rajeesh Narine, and he just again throws him, and now he's being warned by the referee, Dez. Right hand to the body that missed, but Zatarin came back with a left hook that scored.
Shrampai is now going to talk to Zatarin and Narine about the etiquette of Muay Thai.
Well, that was, he had his left leg and he threw a swift kick to the back leg, putting his opponent on the ground. That way, that was almost a front leg takedown.
Now Shrampai is going to talk to them one more time here.
You know, it's rare that you see Des Shrampai, you know, 3 different times now, you know, trying to restore order. There's something that he does not like about what's going on in the ring. And there's a left knee there delivered by Robert Zatarin.
Zatarin, a good combination there. It began with a good left and an overhand right.
Two body shots there by Zatarin. Good left hook there landed by Zatarin.
He's all over Narine here in this second round. A good round for Narine. Zatarin was all over him in that second round. Thinking both of these fighters very, very unorthodox. You'll see here what brought on the warnings from Shrampai as both these fighters were just flailing away and kind of elbowing one another, and finally the referee jumped in and said, "Now look, I've had enough of this." So it just kind of continued in that second round, and I thought that Shrampai might have been very close to saying, "This thing's over."
Well, he sure had a look of disgust on his face, but truly Rajeesh Narine is the one that really has been coming in more bullish, more like a football player, and Robert Zatarin has been really having the more technique, throwing combination punches, and I think that's where the awkwardness has lied, Phil, in this fight here tonight. Rajeesh isn't getting up off the stool. Well, then now they finally are encouraging him to come out.
Did he not hear the bell?
That was interesting.
That bell would have been out any louder, his fillings would have fallen. Zatarin on the offensive again here.
No, absolutely. He came to fight. There's no question about it. Another left hand landed by Robert Zatarin.
No question, Zatarin, the better schooled of the two. There is just no comparison.
I guess with Rajeesh Narine, that's just raw toughness. He's coming in now, he's southpaw, threw a kick there. Zatarin just tumbled him to the canvas.
Inside a minute of this third and final round. Well, I'd like to see what this fellow Robert Zatarin might look like against a fighter that has skills that would more mirror his.
Or not as awkward as a fighter, because this is the kind of fight that can make you look bad, Phil.
Well said.
You know, you got to do what you can with the canvas, you know, even though there's not a whole lot of paint to work with. Good left uppercut. He really comes back with his hands real well. No question he's winning this fight here tonight. Got Narine a little stunned there, just trying to hold on.
Well, the final 10 seconds of this fight. Robert Zatarin, I believe, threw a shutout here in these 3 rounds. I would be very surprised if all 3 judges didn't see it 30-27 in favor of the man in silver and black.
You know, I think he feels the same way as he's walking around with his hands raised. Again, these are amateurs, Phil. They are learning. They are getting their experience in.
Now you look at that third and final round, and really it was a highlight reel for Robert Zatarin. He pretty much attacked at will, and Narine was, I think he's just simply trying to weather that last round.
And I think condition had a little bit to do with it. Narine was huffing and puffing there towards maybe the last minute of that round as Robert Zatarin really began to rain all over him with punches.
Zatarin's got some terrific skills for an amateur.
Well, yeah, yes, he does. And, you know, it reminds me just for some reason of a very young Hector, the Azteca warrior Peña.
Yeah,
the way
Peña.
he flurries punches. I'd like to see him as his career develops.
Robert Zatarin against a very, very unorthodox, a bit of an unusual fighter in Rajeesh Narine.
Ladies and gentlemen, all 3 judges score the bout 30-27 for the winner by unanimous decision in the blue corner, Robert Zatarin.
Numbers for the lotto.
Also, please a round of applause for the challenger, Rajeesh Narine.
We'll be back to wrap it up for you here from State Line in a moment.